Now, I believe I'm the only one to cover this, but there's going to be a new documentary on Sky, which about half people aren't going to see because Sky's prices are way too expensive, called F1. I don't remember what it's going to be called, but it's going to be a really good documentary, and there's going to be some very fascinating drivers on it. So, and F1 personalities. So let me give you the list of who I've gathered so far to see. Well, I saw like a preview on it of it. So the oldest driver is Tony Brooks, 88 years old. The last winner from the 1950s, talking about, you know, Peter Collins, Juan Manuel Fangio, Sterling Moss. Did I see Hawthorne? I don't think I did. And, you know, how the number one thing back then, the first thing you were racing was the circuit, not your team, not any of your rivals, because the circuits were so bumpy and strange. And then you had, I believe, Jackie Stewart, talking about, Emerson Fittipaldi, talking about him heading over from Brazil to the UK, and, you know, seeing, you know, Jack Stewart, as he said, Jim Clark, and, who was the other one again, and Graham Hill, and, how it was just surreal, and then Niki Lauda, obviously, some of these are posthumous interviews, so Sterling Moss as well. And Niki Lauda, who was talking about how he, you know, met James Hunt and all that. And then there was like a thing of James Hunt was like, "Oh, are we on the air?" And he was next to Fittipaldi, and Fittipaldi was just smiling because he knew, "Oh, this is gonna go great, isn't it?" And he was, and then they were like, "What do you think about the circuit conditions?" And he was just like, "It's just a normal road course. Some people think it's bumpy, but I just think it's fine. I mean, it's not as bad as Monte Carlo." And Emerson had a grin on his face. He was just like this. And then you had Martin Brundle talking about, you know, how Ron Dennis put belief in Lewis Hamilton, and Lewis came on saying, you know, how Ron made his career, and Ron was talking about how, you know, he had the face of determination and all that. And then there was Jensen talking about, you know, I looked up to these guys like they were superhuman, and at the age of 8 or 9, I did not know I was going to be an F1 driver. Obviously, his father was a rally driver who sadly died in very strange circumstances 5-6 years ago. So that's going to be, I think it's The Race to Perfection is what the documentary is going to be called. And it's coming on September 12th on Sky Documentaries and Sky Sports F1. So sadly I won't be able to cover that because I'll get claimed for it, but peace out, guys.